So, a lot of times people underestimate humble people. People underestimate humble people. Sometimes when you're humble, people, they start to have that feeling that they have got that belief that you're stupid. So they have the belief that you probably don't know what you're doing, or you probably don't know what life is all about. So normally they want to think that you being humble and trying to speak less or even speak nothing at all, it puts you in that position that will make people believe you're the stupid one. But what people don't understand is that humble people, they are humble for a reason. The humble people, they are humble for a reason. Humble people don't want to create drama. That's the first thing. They hate drama. That is the first thing, and they don't want to create drama. So they try to live their lives in a very humble way, easy way. So they always find the easy way out. But you see, the problem is this matrix is designed like that, whereby people, they have a lot of ego. So the matrix, it puts you in that 3D state of consciousness, which is all about the ego. So everybody you see around you, most of the times, everything is about the ego. But you see, the thing is, we all have an ego at some degree. But you see, as a person who is awakened, you come to that sense where you start to regulate your ego. You know when the ego is coming in, and you can regulate your ego. So you don't let it take control of you, so that you can make sometimes very wrong decisions about your life. Now, this video, I want to emphasize something that I've seen on my videos many times on the comment sections. Some people have usually been saying that, oh, why is it that the life is so hard? Everything's not working out. They're like struggling. Every day is a struggle. Now, of course, I've seen so many comments. I've seen so many of those such comments over the years. I've been doing videos for about 3 years now, and I've seen these comments over the years. I'm not any different from you. One point I was thinking, there was a time when I thought that I should give up. I should give up. The life in the 3D was very intensive to that extent that I thought that I should actually give up and just, you know, go ahead and, forget whatever it is I always wanted to do. So I've been there. But I want to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, chosen ones. If I had given up many years ago, I wouldn't be here talking today. If I had given up many years ago, there would be no Denzemos. So on looking back, you will see that sometimes there are these things that are happening to you. And normally you're cursing life. You're very, very angry about yourself. You're cursing, you're thinking that, oh, why is everything happening? Why is this one not going the way you want it to be? So normally you want things to go the way you want to do. You want them to go. But usually we forget that actually everything is designed according to divine plan. So everything you see happening to you, things, you will come to that sense of awakening at some point, and you realize that things are not happening to you. They're happening for you. You know? Ladies and gentlemen, I've been with these narcissists many, many years ago, so many years. And the time came where I thought that, when is this thing of narcissism going to end? When am I going to stop meeting these vampires? You know what I mean? I was very, very tired. And then post-awakening later on, the more I got deeper into my journey, that's when I realized that, oh, actually, now I understand that actually all those little experiences I was going through, they were part of the lessons. So there were things that I was supposed to learn, because at the end of the day, it was also part of my mission. So you see, one of the things you guys need to understand is that your path is the hardest because you've got a very big assignment on your life. So the bigger the assignment, the harder your path. I'll repeat this one more time. The bigger your assignment is, the harder your life. Because you see, You may wake up one morning and you're jobless. You don't have a job, or you don't have a house, or you don't have a home, whatever. You know, you're sleeping out there on the streets, and you're thinking that how come that all your friends are living in normal homes? You know, everybody's in a normal home, everybody has a normal family, and you're the one there who is not married. You don't have your own place. You know, you're living in shelters. I don't know. Sometimes of you are homeless, and you're thinking that why is everybody okay, and why are you the only one who is struggling? Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. There is always a reason behind the struggle. The struggle is meant to be there to build you, because you see, sometimes when God opens these doors and gives you all the abundance in this world, when God opens up these doors and starts giving you all the abundance, all the money, all the homes, all the cars, everything you've ever thought describes wealth, and everything falls into your hands without the proper training, you're going to lose it. I can guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not gone through hard life, if you have not seen the way life is supposed to be, if you have not tested difficulty, if you have not seen difficult situations in life, it doesn't matter. Somebody puts $10 million in your hands, you're going to lose it. You are going to lose it within years, ladies and gentlemen, even sometime months. You are going to lose all the money because you have not seen the training for you to be able to keep that money, even sometimes to multiply that money. So a lot of times, all this training is supposed to build you, because at the end of the day, you're supposed to see life from a negative side. You know, it doesn't always mean that every day you're supposed to wake up and everything is okay. You know, you're in a beautiful home. Yes, you know, some of us have been born into in decent families, so we've not been at some point we haven't been straight. What do they call it? Homeless. You know, so we've been born in decent families. So sometimes you see, we at least had a bed to sleep. You know what I mean? There were these little details, at least, like we didn't have to sleep on the streets, or you know what I mean, be homeless or things like that. But you see, the thing is, chosen ones, what people don't understand sometimes, there's a reason behind your struggle. At the end of that struggle, you're going to look back and you see that, okay, now you understand why you had to struggle so much. Because you will now look where you are and you realize all these little details were supposed to happen for you, because at the end of the day, when you start seeing these, the bugs are coming in, you know how to maintain those bugs, you know how to multiply those bugs, and you know how to use those bugs wisely so that you don't squander your money and you don't fall broke, and you're never ever gonna be broke again. So you need to understand all these things that are happening behind the scenes. Everything is happening for you, ladies and gentlemen. You know, if you look at the life of these people, ordinary people, everybody else out there, you will see them. They're waking up in the morning. They look happy. You know, they're wearing their clothes. They go to work. Sometimes they wear a suit, and they're going to work. And sometimes you're going to be confused, and you think that, oh, these people, they are so happy. You know, they're working in the bank, or they're accountants. You know, they are driving all these nice cars and everything. And you're going to think that that is what life is all about. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. There is something you're not seeing. Forget about these illusions. A lot of you guys are on Instagram and you're seeing a lot of people flashing their cars. You know, they're flashing those big cars. They are, you know, whatever. They're all these diamond necklaces and all these kind of things, fancy, fancy stuff. You see them flashing that stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, come close to those people, sit with them in silence, and listen to their problems. You are going to realize that actually you do not have a problem. I'm going to repeat this one more time. The people that you see flaunting their wealth on whatever, Instagram, on social media, their diamond necklaces and Bugattis and everything, and all those kind of stuff. Those people, there is something they're not telling you. The real image, they're hiding behind the scenes. They're only showing you what you need to see, because it is what is making them to feel better about themselves. If you want to know them on a deep level, on a personal level, sit down with them quietly and talk to them. You're going to realize that actually they're admiring you. Even you're going to realize that actually those people, there's a lot of stuff they're not saying. You're going to even sometimes realize that you're doing much more better than them, much more better than you thought in the first place. You know what I mean? So don't believe everything you're seeing out there. It is what. So this whole thing is the ego thing, you know. So this whole ego is what is telling you that that one is better than you. You see, that guy is driving a car. Why are you homeless? That one is driving a Bentley. Why are you the one who's sleeping on the streets? All those kind of small details. Everything is an illusion, ladies and gentlemen. Do not be fooled by this matrix. This matrix has been designed to keep you in that bubble whereby you're going to believe that you're behind. Actually, you're the one who is ahead. Many years ago, I used to think that I was a loser, you know. So I remember one time, because I'm a humble guy, many years ago, I'm a very humble guy. And then there was this guy who used to work together. So the guy used to, sometimes chat after work. And this guy used to tell me, why you always like quiet? You look like you're the loser or things like that, because he's a very ego person, he's this kind of egotistical person. But he used to notice that I was a very quiet guy. I would never, never, ever go out there and mention or sometime talk about my achievements in public. Only for him to realize that actually he was the one paying rent. I was living in my house. This guy was funny. Every time he bought a phone, he would come out and he has a new phone, and he bought this nice jacket and everything. He would come around and flash all this stuff. Me, I wasn't saying anything. I was not talking. But one day, I invited this guy to come to my place and realized that actually he was the one paying rent. I wasn't paying rent. Back in the days, we're talking about many years ago. So most of the times, people, they think that when you're humble, they think you're stupid. When you're humble, they think you don't know what you're doing. They think you don't know what you want. They think you don't know where you're going. You know. So sometimes you might even want to date. To try to get into dates and all the dating scene and all that. And sometimes you talk to a girl or you talk to a man or whatever, or the man will talk to you. And sometimes you will think that this kind of guys, I cannot date this kind of low level guys or people like that, because they want the guys who are like flashing they want the guys who are out there flashing their achievements online. So the women sometimes they will miss, or even sometimes the men, they are going to miss the most important dates in their life because they are looking at the guys who are flashing their wealth online. God will send you a person in front of you, but you're going to overlook that person. You'll be like, look at this guy is driving a Toyota. How can I date a guy who's driving a Toyota? You know what I mean? So you may overlook the guy and you will not even know that that guy or that woman or whatever, depends, man or woman, the person that is standing in front of you is the person that God has sent for you. That is the person you are going to build the millions. They are going to bless you, and the both of you are going to build and construct multi-million dollar companies. And you will leave that person and go date somebody who's driving a Bugatti. So that is how the matrix is designed today. So chosen ones, don't believe these stories you're seeing online. Don't believe that you're behind. You know, do not ever underestimate yourself, ladies and gentlemen. There is nothing that compares and beats spiritual wealth. Spiritual wealth is the most important wealth you will ever see on this universe. Forget about this material wealth and people flashing man online. There is something what they call spiritual wealth. When you have got spiritual wealth in your brain, in your mind, you can actually construct, you can actually manipulate energy and create money out of nothing. So you can even allow money to come to you just using your brain. And that's what many people don't understand. People think that you're supposed to go out there and work in a corporation and struggle and sweat, you know what I mean, and break your hands working for somebody. And that is how you're supposed to accumulate wealth. That's not how it works, ladies and gentlemen. There is another secret to wealth that they do not tell you in schools. Nobody will tell you this. And out of these people that you're working for, they know these secrets. Many of them, they know these secrets. You are just the slave. You know, they have mastered this art of wealth. Now they're using you as the slave. That's how the matrix operates, guys, ladies and gentlemen. So you can forget about these illusions of thinking that you're behind, you're struggling. And ladies and gentlemen, struggle. Don't worry about the struggle. Do not worry about the details. I've told you many times in my videos. I've told you, ladies and gentlemen, do not worry about the struggle. Don't worry about the challenges. Yes, you're going to be challenged. Most of the times, I've told you guys one time I wanted to give up. I wanted to give up. I was like, okay, now there's no meaning in everything. Looks like it's nothing happening for you and this and this. Don't worry about the details. Follow that path of difficulty. Do not worry about the single details. You are going to see at one point in time, things are going to start opening up in a way that you never expected before. And you know what? When the thing when the money when the money starts flowing in and the things start opening up, you're going to realize that actually that money, whatever money is coming in for you, you're able to maintain that money because you have learned all the lessons, all the little lessons you have learned. While everybody was flashing their cars, you are learning very important lessons about life. So when the money comes in, you're going to, excuse me, you're going to have it in your hands. You will never be able to be broke again in your life. You will never be broke again in your entire life. You have to master the art of spiritual wealth, ladies and gentlemen. Forget about material wealth. First of all, master the art of spiritual wealth. How can you be spiritually abundant even before you see the money? You touch the money in your hands. How can you be spiritually abundant? Master the art of spiritual abundance. You're going to see this abundance manifest in material form. So whenever you run broke or something, you don't have any money, you're going to create that money using your brain, and the money is just going to flow into your life. That's how it works. You will have the ability to manifest millions. Do not worry about the details. Choose the ones. Your path is the hardest because God wants you to learn something. Very, very important lessons in life. Before you master and learn those lessons, and you see the other side of life that many people don't want to see because they are so much afraid of it. See the hardship of life. Master the art of struggling and surviving. When the universe feels that yes, this person has learned the lessons, they are ready. You're now going to see these paths are opening up for you, and you will never see it coming, ladies and gentlemen. You will be surprised. But when the millions start coming in, when the millions are started to come into you, to your life, you will be able to maintain. So these are the times when you can be able to hold it. You know what I mean? You hold it in your hand. You know, you can control it, you can hold it, and you can multiply and build empires. And you will never see your downfall for as long as you have already mastered that art of spiritual abundance. You will never see your downfall for as long as you live. People will be waiting there. People will be praying. Do you know how many times people are there praying for the chosen ones? Oh, they're waiting for you to fall. They're waiting for, oh, when is this guy going to give up? There are sometimes when I've been seeing people, sometimes when you start to grow, you see a lot of these haters, they won't come out of the closet. They will be there they will be watching you in the window. When is he going to give up? They're waiting for you to give up. The haters, they are there waiting for you to give up. They seeing you struggle. You are hustling every day. You are building your craft. You are building your empire. They are waiting for you to fall. They're watching in the window. When is he going to give up? You know, they are sending some spies, go and see what he's doing. So now they are starting to stalk you to see where you're going, or what kind of moves are you making? What are you doing with yourself? And any moment they reach you, they're going to see you're building. You have added another brick to your foundation. The next day you've added another brick. The next day you've added another brick, and you're building an empire in front of their eyes, and they're wasting a lot of time spying on you. So that's what these haters do. You know what I mean? Don't worry about anything, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a chosen one, let me tell you something. Everything has been encoded within your DNA. So everything you see happening inside your life, within your life, it is happening for you. It is not happening to you. These things you see happening for you, you think that you're struggling, you think that you're suffering. Oh, your path is so hard. Let me tell you something. God will give the biggest assignments to his warriors. But you're supposed to learn some things. You know, you need to learn the art. Walk along with the struggle, because in that struggle, there's something God is trying to show you. In that struggle, I know one of the very big YouTuber actually. Maybe some of you guys know that guy. No matter, I don't want to mention names because I don't want to include other people's whatever in my channel. This YouTuber went through a tower moment, and this is why I want you guys to listen very closely. A lot of us who can read behind the veil, so we see some of these little things that you guys miss. This YouTuber is a chosen one, and this person was really, really struggling very hard. And this person, he was living in this car, very, very tiny car, small one like this, and very tall fella like that. The guy was living in his car. Now, for me, I don't know the life of living in a car. I've never lived in a car. You know what I mean? I do not even own a car at this moment. But you see, this guy, he used to live in his car. And in that process of living in his car, that's where he got his breakthrough moment. The only thing he had was his phone. He took out his phone and started recording videos. But you would see this guy that was really, really trying to create something. You would see. For us who can look beyond the veil, we see this. He started pumping videos, video after video, video after video, video after. Guys, let me tell you something. I saw this guy from the beginning. I actually saw this guy, to be precise. The very moment I started watching this guy, he probably had about less than 1,000 views, 1,000 subscribers. In his little car, ladies and gentlemen, that's why he created an empire. Now he has got his own brand on YouTube. In his car. Now you're out there complaining that your life is hard. You have a bed. You have a bed. You sleep. You know. You wake up in your own bed, probably. Yes, life may be difficult. Maybe you don't have a job here and there. But we're talking about the guy who used to sleep in his car. That's why he created his brand on YouTube. He took out his phone and started recording videos and started saying authentically what he felt in that moment. That's how he created his brand. Now you're complaining about life is hard. And you don't even know that there are some people who are even creating their brands. They have started their own YouTube channel in shelters. Some of them are even homeless. They have got their little, so they're branding themselves in that homeless situation. You know, ladies and gentlemen, if you stay quiet and listen to your inside voice, you're going to hear the direction that you need to go. A lot of times, a lot of you guys are complaining, but you have got a lot of distractions. How can you be able to see your path? How is God going to speak to you that, okay, so that is where you need to go when you're living with a toxic person in your house? How are you going to be able to create a brand or to create something very important, big in your life, when you're living next to a narcissist in your own bed? It can't happen. The reason why this guy, his channel opened for him. He was in his car. There was no distraction. There was no brothers. There was no sisters. It was him and his phone. That's how he created his brand. And it's going well on YouTube at this moment. Some of them, you see them, they're in the park. Some of them, you see, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. You can create a person who is a chosen one, a real chosen one. You can create anything out of nothing. You have been given these wealth codes have been encoded very deep in your DNA. It is just for you to go within and dig and get those codes out of your DNA and start creating something. You can create out of anything. It doesn't always mean that when you create something, it's supposed to take off all of a sudden. It's so big, It may happen sometimes, but it's also important to know that you can always be patient and take one step at a time, and you will grow slowly, but eventually, as long as you put a brick to your foundation, you're going to grow. You know. So growth doesn't come all of a sudden that all of a sudden you're taking off, you're blowing up, and all this kind of stuff. No, you grow one step at a time, but you have to build and you have to create. So you create and you start building, then you master your craft. You master your craft. You take a lot of time mastering your craft. What can I need to do? How do I need to change this? What do I need to put that? And eventually you have a brand. That's the process of developing your own brand. Because chosen ones, we did not come here to break our bonds in corporations. We did not come here to break our bonds in corporations. We sweat, work overtime and everything. At the end of the day, the only money left in your pockets is the money to pay your rent and to take you to give you a car, buy you a few drinks here and there, and pay a few bills, and then you go back to the same cycle. We did not come here to do that. We came here to create. So you create a brand. It can be clothing. It can be a type of a shoe. It can be a gadget. You can create anything. Because we have been given, these things are very deep in our DNA. We have been, even some of the chosen ones, you see, the biggest innovators on this universe, they did not go to school. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know what I'm talking about, do your research. The biggest innovators in this universe, many of them we admire. Many of them did not study. They didn't go to school. They were creating brands in their basement. The biggest innovators, the successful people you see on this universe that we look up to, they're the ones giving they're the ones giving the educated people jobs because they went to school and have those diplomas and whatever degrees. So they're the ones giving them jobs. The one who didn't go to school. Look at these African leaders. They are employing professional judges, professional lawyers, professional this I don't know doctors, these are nurses and everything. They did not go to school. They don't have a degree. Those so-called African leaders, the so-called dictators in Africa, they just woke up one day and they were like, okay, they're gonna find a way to become a leader. That's it. Choose them as your leaders. You know, find a way to create, ladies and gentlemen. You can create. You have got your phone in your hand. Stop complaining about a situation. Take out your phone and instead of complaining, do that complaint on video and post it online. That is a very big one I've given you right there. Instead of complaining about your situation is hard, oh, why is it everything not happening? Why is it? Complain. Do that complaint on camera and put it online. The next day you feel like complaining, oh, you're feeling very bad and you are angry about yourself. Complain on camera, put it online. Before you know it, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have a channel. You're going to have your own brand. And you're going to create anything out of nothing. You can create, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of you guys have been gifted in so many ways. But anyhow, I do not want to let you guys let this video very long in today. So I would like to let you know, guys, know that I offer sessions. If you'd like to book a session with me, you'll find the email in the description section below. For those of you who always want to donate or support to me, to my channel, you will also find the links in the description section below. And until then, guys, I'll catch you guys in my next one. There's almost signing out. Love and blessings. Peace.